Big Story today looks back on the day America will never forget. We are remembering September 11th.
Bernard C. Brown II.
Janice J. Louise Brown.
Lloyd Stanford Brown.
Emotions are still raw for family members who return to Ground Zero year after year. 2,753 people died when both towers of the World Trade Center collapsed. Over at the Pentagon, 184 people were killed when the plane crashed into that building. Secretary of Defense Ash Carter offered his condolences at today's ceremony.
For all of us, their memory serves as an ever-present reminder to cherish each day with those who love us.
The president also tweeted this anniversary, quote, "We salute all who serve to keep us safe. We stand as strong as ever." People all across the East took time out of their Friday to remark on America's tragedy. We headed out to Pitt, Lenoir, and Onslow counties for events. We start in Pitt County. Greenville first responders, city leaders, and community members met on the steps of the Pitt County Courthouse today. They laid a wreath honoring victims and held a moment of silence at the time the first plane hit 14 years ago. Greenville Fire Rescue Chief Eric Griffin says 9/11 changed firefighters everywhere.
Well, when the event occurred, we were prepared, but I think that day caused us to remember the fact that we need to be continuously preparing each day. And that's what we've been doing for the last 14 years.
Mayor Alan Thomas declared today 9/11 Remembrance Day in the city of Greenville, honoring the victims and our country's resolve to protect freedom. In Kinston, community members gathered at Pearson Park for a moment of silence.
Their actions saved arguably thousands of American citizens.
Not forgetting how many people made the ultimate sacrifice was the message at the 9/11 memorial. Community members, law enforcement, fire and rescue, and active military gathered to remember what happened 14 years ago.
A lot of off-duty firefighters came back because they knew what was going on and stuff, and those men climbed those towers knowing that they were putting their lives at risk, and some, of course, unfortunately, a lot of them ultimately made the ultimate sacrifice.
Organizers say they are planning a larger memorial event next year at Granger Stadium. At Camp Johnson's 9/11 memorial, hundreds also attended an observance ceremony. WNCT's Jacqueline Matter reports from Jacksonville.
Where were you on September 11th? For me and many others across the country, we all remember that moment when time froze and we watched in horror as our nation was hit by a senseless act of terrorism. For those in Jacksonville, 14 years later, it still doesn't get any easier. Terrified strangers became close friends as the country united on a day that forever changed many of our lives. For those in Jacksonville, many folks in the community have lost loved ones that died that day or while fighting in the war on terror. At Friday's event, Marines, police officers, firefighters, high school students, and members of the community came out to Camp Johnson's memorial dedicated specifically to 9/11 victims to remember and honor lives lost. America, America. As America remembers the lives lost on one of its darkest days, a resilient nation looks to the future while remembering the past. For one retired Marine, he says the military community of Jacksonville has been hit hard.
When you lose people close to home, you know, people in your community, people that you see every day, and then they're gone, it's proper to respect their memory and to thank them for their service even though they're not here. The Civic Affairs Committee says in the coming years, they will aim to ensure younger generations will forever remember this day in history. In Jacksonville, Jacqueline Matter, 9 on your side.
Our governor also called attention to those who save others, recognizing the 9/11 first responders. He said, quote, "The thing I remember most were the first responders who risked their lives with absolutely no hesitation." And for current first responders in our state, he has a message for you.
That I want to say thank you to. It means so much for us to have you at a moment's notice to risk your life. And I just want to say you're appreciated and we'll never take you for granted.
McCrory was serving as mayor of Charlotte when the attacks happened back in 2001. And you can follow all other 9/11 remembrance events in the East online. We'd also love to hear where you were that fateful day. Share your memories with us on our Facebook page.